making Thursday, things we're making Thursday, things we're making Thursday, yeah. Things we're making Thursday, things we're making Thursday, things we're making Thursday, yeah. A year-long color-free pattern each month if you want to join along. Anyone can do it, there is nothing to it, we are here to help you out. Things we're making Thursday, things we're making Thursday, things we're making Thursday, yeah. Things we're making Thursday, things we're making Thursday, things we're making Thursday, yeah.
Hi everybody, my name is Shannon and welcome to another yarn. And you're watching today, Things We're Making Thursday, Things We're Making Thursday, Things We're Making Thursday, yeah! Okay, so this is a collaboration. You have multiple YouTubers that are getting together and we pick out one pattern every single month to make as a free pattern. This one's by Delilah Creates. It is a crochet bucket hat. So we get together and it's a different interpretation. What yarn are you going to use? What hook? What color choices? And get your flair on it. So this is a Raffia bucket hat and I didn't have any Raffia yarn. So what am I going to do? I've got lots of yarn all over. Let's pick something. So I did. I found something that I thought would be perfect. Look at this. This is Lion Brand Rewind tape yarn. Have you used this before? I haven't. This is my first time. So on this particular yarn, it is 3.5 ounces, 100 grams equals 219 yards. They classified this as a bulky weight. Look at that. Look at that. So that is a very, very soft, smooth, flat yarn. This is 70% polyester and 30% viscose. Being that they say bulky weight, they are telling you you should use 10.5 knitting needles or a size K crochet hook. Yeah, isn't that pretty? The color of this is Valerian. So this is what I chose since I didn't have any Raffia. And why can't we use stash? A lot of people are using cottons. I would have probably picked an acrylic. I was deciding back and forth. Did I want to make it multiple colors, make the crown of the hat one color, and then go down in the body with another color, and then maybe out in the brim for the bucket hat in a third color? I was wondering if I wanted to do a stripe or something along that line. When I found this in my stash, I decided I didn't need to worry about all the ends. I was going to try a new to me yarn. I have never used this before. And I was going to make something that is fun, unique, and exciting. So, typical on such a small project, I didn't do a swatch. I didn't do a gauge swatch. It tells you what everything should be, what your gauge should be, but it's a hat. It's a crochet hat. It's not going to take a ton of time, and you can experiment with it. And the fun thing about it is, if it's too small, so what? It'll fit somebody and I can give it away. If it's too big, so what? It'll fit somebody else and I can still give it away. And there are so many charities going on that are accepting hats and things along that line that if you make a hat and you don't like it, there's nothing wrong with it. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean somebody else won't love it. So remember that. Don't be hard on yourself and give it to somebody, rehome it, and let them love it. So do you want to see what it came up with? Do you want to see how this looks? All right. Here you go. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Look at the texture that that yarn gave. Isn't that pretty? It works up so well. I really like this. It looks, that bumpy bits, the way that that tape yarn works. I've not worked with a tape yarn before, but it really gives that Raffia look, that paper look to it. How cool is that? So on the top, you're doing a typical circle. You know how it graduates out like your amigurumi does, or a flat circle that you generally do within crochet. So you're doing that. Very, very simple increases. This pattern is very beginner friendly. And then you're going to go ahead, and when you decide that you're done increasing, and you want to go down on your flat portion, you'll go ahead, and it tells you to go ahead and crochet in the front loops, but you really want to crochet in the back. So that's a little bit of a mistake there, but it's easily rectified. And what that does is it gives you that ridge. You see that? You have that nice ridge right there? That's what it does. And that divides the top of your hat from going down. So if you didn't do that and you just went straight down, it would be more rounded. You can see how I have that sharp line right here. That's what that's doing. So when you do that in the back loop only, it gives you that nice design, that nice ridge. And then you're going really, really easy and just no increases, straight down. I forget how many inches I did it. I think I did it by the rows per the pattern. I didn't really measure. Again, it's gonna fit somebody, so I didn't care. And then you had some fancy little stuff here that they had you doing to created this larger ridge. Look at that. You see that? That is a larger ridge. Similar to a post stitch is what they had you doing on that one. So that way, you know, doing a front post or a back post. So that way you had a larger, more defined ridge to give you a bigger edge before you came down here and increased for your brim. So I followed the stitches as far as the stitch count. For me personally, I'm probably going to make another one and maybe use a different yarn choice. And I think what I'm going to do is maybe not make this quite as long. I like the way that this yarn defines, and I've got plenty more of it. I might make this a little bit shorter because it's more like a stovetop hat on me. And then for here, I might end up flaring it just a little bit more. I would like it to be out a bit more. Yeah, more like a sun hat and everything. Not so close fitting around. Although this does give a lot of protection. My overhead light is really blocked from me at the moment because of this. So it'll be fantastic out in the sunshine. This yarn does not feel hot. It does not feel heavy. I don't think it's going to cause issues as far as being too warm and sweaty or anything along that line. So I'm really happy with this. It's a good pick. Again, I think making another one, I might not. With using this yarn, I might not put this in and make such a defined ridge. I might want that more rounded and not have it so defined with that right there. I think that'll be really interesting. So just some fun stuff. I also thought about doing something different here, putting some other designs on it, or since I did have plenty left over, I was thinking of crocheting a flower or two and attaching those on there to really make it mine, to give it more of a unique accent and to add some flair. You can always, you can create any type of button you want, any type of flower you want, or something along that line. For that matter, Hobby Lobby always has the best, sparkliest buttons, and they do go on sale, and they look like brooches. They look like grandma's old brooches, that type of a thing. I love them. You know, these big, huge, sparkly, ornate, over the top type of a buttons. I think a couple of those here would really, to me, add more fun. It would be something like a conversation piece, or when you got the kids out, you know, something that they would want to play with, or something along that line. It would just be that extra flair and just flamboyant. I mean, come on. You're going to make a hat. You're going to wear it out in public. You might as well have it fun and frilly and everything else. So this was my Thursday foray. What should we do next week? What kind of yarn should I use next week? What do you think my hat's going to look like then? I'm not going to get anything new. I think it's a stash dive. I think it's going to be a look around the room. I have a shelf the same size as this shelf right here that I'm staring at. So that's half my yarn right there. And I'm looking, you know, I can see half the stuff and I'm like, huh, kind of sparkles. Think we should put some sparkles in it? Let me know. Let me know down in the comments what type of a hat you think I should make for next week, and we'll discuss it. All right, everybody. If you like this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would go ahead and like and subscribe and comment. And I will see you later. You have a wonderful evening. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.